ba boom, boom ba boom, ba boom, boom ba. Oh, Reva, you so fine, you blow my mind. Hey, Reva, ba boom, boom ba. Hey, Reva, ba boom, boom ba. Oh, Reva, you so fine, you blow my mind. Hey, Reva, ba boom, boom ba. Hey, Reva, ba boom, boom ba. Oh my God, we love Reva around here. I love Reva and she loves me. We're as happy as we can be. We just love Reva. If you're tuning in here to hear somebody complain about Reva, you're going to be disappointed. We're just going to put that to the side. Reva is perfection. She can do no wrong. She is just all over the place. She is the Inquisitor Queen. Now we're sharing the same dream. I love Reva. Okay, so let's just get into talking about the rest of Kenobi, shall we? We can all agree that Reva is just the bestest thing in the whole world. And the best thing about Reva is she looks like me. Thank you, Disney Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy. Thank you so much for gifting unto the world Reva. Now, let's talk about the dog shit that was the latest episode of Kenobi, shall we? This is the gospel according to Mark with a C. He is I and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. Thank you for joining me once again, my friends. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you care to give a super thanks, I thank you so much in advance. Let's get into this, guys. The latest episode of Kenobi. When last we left Obi-Wan, he was shitting himself because he had just learned that Anakin is alive in the form of Darth Vader after that wonderful Reva broke the news to him. So, Kenobi is scared, right? By the way, when Kenobi is scared, he is really scared. Like, he looks like he is terrified. In that moment, why wouldn't his thoughts betray him regarding Luke and Leia? I have never seen Obi-Wan look so scared. Yes, your fears betray you, Obi-Wan. I can see it there. And it continues in this episode. Obi-Wan is scared like a Z-Beach. Okay, so he's trying to wrap his mind around it. Okay, he's on the lam with little Leia. Okay, and while he's freaking out, they're cutting this with a scene of Annie. Oh yes, Anakin getting dressed as Darth Vader. So it is a nice little scene, guys. It's, they show him, putting on all of the limbs that Obi-Wan Kenobi, when he was still Obi-Wan Kenobi, carved up off of him. So he's getting dressed. Darth Vader. It's the voice of James Earl Jones, by the way. James Earl Jones is back doing the badass voice of Darth Vader. This is good. Now keep in mind, guys, Darth Vader, easily in your top 1 favorite villains of all time. It's very hard to go wrong with Darth Vader, okay? Even Disney probably couldn't fuck that up but so much. So we got Darth Vader, and he is upset because he knows that Kenobi is out there and he's close and he wants him. He's pissed off, okay? So he wants Kenobi, and we see he gets a transmission from the lovely Reva, right? So Reva calls up and says, yes, this is what's going on. We're hot on his trail. We're going to get him. It's a shame, though, about what Obi-Wan did to the Grand Inquisitor. And Darth Vader is like, bitch, I'm not trying to hear about the Dark Inquisitor, the Grand Inquisitor. I'm not trying to hear about him, okay? Obi-Wan is the only thing that matters. Bring him to me or I'm going to fuck you up, okay? Basically, that's what he says. So, the Grand Inquisitor is no longer a factor here. Basically, what they have done is they have snoked the Grand Inquisitor. They snoked him. He no longer matters. We were led to believe he was going to be somebody, but apparently he is not. But one thing that Darth Vader did do, that I'm glad that he did do, was that he checked Reva. Okay, even though I can't imagine why anybody would want to check Reva. She's such a lovable character. It pained me to see him threaten Reva. He basically told that wonderful woman that if you don't bring me Obi-Wan, you're going to be dead. Okay, and it just sent shivers up and down my spine. I cannot imagine anything happening to Reva. I just love her so, and especially the fact that she looks like me. Kathleen Kennedy, I just love you for that. Okay, so anyway, Obi-Wan is out there, and he's out there with Leia. Leia asks Obi-Wan, hey, Obi-Wan, Ben, what does it feel like to what does the Force feel like? How does the Force feel? Describe it to me. Obi-Wan says it's kind of like turning on a light switch, and I'm just like, really? Is that what it is? I don't know about that. That sounds like one of those metaphors. Like I've heard, or some of our gay friends say that's what it's like when you have a realization that that's who you are. It's like turning on a light switch. It's like coming out of the dark. And I'm like, that was pretty slick there. I see what you did there. So he says that's how it feels. Now, Leia is like, you know what? You've been lying to me this whole time. What's up with you? Are you my dad? And Obi-Wan says something very peculiar. He says, I wish I were your dad. Listen, for all the dudes out here, all right, when it comes to your homies, the last thing you're ever going to say to your homie's child is, I wish I was your daddy. That's like saying, I wish I banged your mama. So Anakin, maybe he was on to something when he thought that Obi-Wan was trying to get in between him and Padme. Obi-Wan basically said, I wish that I banged Padme. That's basically what he said. I wish I was your daddy. Yeah, but I'm not. Okay, so I think that it would be a more appropriate thing to say that, Bail Organa is your dad, and he's a wonderful dad. Anybody would be proud to be your father, but I wish I was your daddy? I don't know. This Obi-Wan, this is very telling, okay? So, anyway, the story goes on, and him and Leia, they're walking through the mountains or whatever it is that they're doing, and they're supposed to be laying low, but then Frick comes along, right? Frick, Frack, whatever his name is. You got this guy coming along with this beat up jalopy, and he's like, I'll take you into town. I'll take you where you need to go. Hop in. By the way, I love the Empire, he says. Now, on the way back to where they're supposed to be going to rendezvous with the pilot that's going to take Leia out of there, they come across about 6-7 stormtroopers, right? Stormtroopers, what are they doing out there? Well, they're looking for Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan is in the back of the jalopy, okay? This, guys, is where the fuck I almost passed out at, okay? I don't hear anybody talking about this. How do you not have a problem with this? What happens? The stormtroopers get in the back of the jalopy with Obi-Wan and Leia. Okay, they're looking for a Jedi and a little girl. They get in the back of the jalopy. There is a man with a little girl, and they're just sitting there like, nice day, isn't it? If it doesn't rain, it'll be very nice. And one of the guys say, who are you? And he's like, oh, well, I'm her father. Once again, with the father fantasies. What's going on? Talk to me, Obi-Wan. He's like, I'm her daddy. And we're just out here because we're paying tribute to her dead mommy. Leia starts saying something. She's all out of line and shit. And Obi-Wan, her name is supposed to be Luna or Lula or something. Obi-Wan says, shut up, Leia. What? You're a Jedi, dude. You're a Jedi. Your mind is supposed to be like a steel trap. He says, shut up, Leia. The stormtroopers are like, I thought you said her name was Luna. Well, her mama's name was Leia, he says. And sometimes I get them mixed up, he says. All right. And so they're looking, the whole thing, it reminded me of, how in the Bugs Bunny cartoons, when Elmer is chasing after the rabbit, he's chasing after Bugs, right? And he's like, I'm hunting Wabbit. And he comes across Bugs, and Bugs is like, hey, Doc, what does the Wabbit look like? Does he have long ears like this? Yeah. Does he have a bushy tail like this, Doc? Yeah. Haven't seen him. And then he goes walking away. Elmer's like, you know what? I think that was the Wabbit. This is what this was. How? How is this possible? This is the part, dog. I almost caught a heart attack, man. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I never, ever get driven this crazy watching something, all right? This was some fucking, I couldn't believe it. Yeah, and then, right, then they go on their way, right? The stormtroopers jump off the back. Have a nice day, strange man and little girl who you call Leia, who we're supposed to be looking for. Bye! So they go on their way. They get to a checkpoint, okay? At the checkpoint, there's some more stormtroopers. Now, all of a sudden, Frick or Frack or whatever his name is like, I think you better go check them out. They seems kind of suspicious to me. Why wouldn't you have said that with the previous group of stormtroopers? Now, all of a sudden, he's selling them out. So the stormtroopers get up. They go in the back. They're like, who the hell are you, man? Obi-Wan flips out, and everything. And, now he's fighting them and stuff. He takes them out, and they go on their way, all right? All right, what else is going on here? All right, so, by the way, I had a question. Leia, did we get the impression that she knew all along that she was adopted? When you see her in Return of the Jedi, and she's like, I think she said something to the effect of, I don't really remember my mom. You know, she just seemed very upset. Now, of course, she said, oh, I guess I knew that. I knew all along. But, you know, this Leia, little Leia, mini Leia, is totally hip to everything that's going on. Like, she knows who she is. She knows why she is, you know. And so anyway, you know, that's what's happening there, right? So anyway, let me see. There's something else. I had some notes here. Blah, 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 the dude, right. Okay, so anyway, you know, just skipping past all of this, Darth Vader is obviously, you know, on their trail, right? You know, Reva, you know, the lovely, you know, amazing, you know, devastating Reva is still on their trail. Okay, so they get to where they're going and they meet up with the chick from Game of Thrones, you know, what's his name? The Viper's wife, right? So they meet up with her. I didn't quite catch her name, but in this capacity, she is serving as Star Wars Harriet Tubman because she introduces them to the Underground Railroad in Star Wars. Okay, so she gives them an underground. She takes them to the Underground Railroad where they're gonna have safe passage to hook up with a pilot that's going to take little Leia to safety. Okay, so they get there, right? As they're getting there, all right, I believe this is when Darth Vader shows up. Okay, Darth Vader shows up in what is undeniably a very, very badass scene. Okay, once again, like I said, Darth Vader is one of those characters where you just can't go wrong. He writes himself. James Earl Jones doing the voice. Like, how do you fuck it up? You know what I mean? Even Disney would have a hard time, as I said before. So Darth Vader comes to town. All right. Once again, the Radiant Reva is standing over here. The other Grand Inquisitor is standing over there. Who is he? Like the second brother, the third brother? I don't know. Tito, Jamar, Jackie, you know, I don't know. So anyway, Jermaine, that's what I was trying to say. So anyway, he's standing off to the side. Darth Vader is coming through town. He's walking around, then, ooh! He feels the presence of Obi-Wan, a presence he has not felt since, well, we're not going to play that game, okay? So anyway, he's walking around, and he realizes that Obi-Wan is there, right? So he's not going to make no speeches. Darth Vader, he ain't fucking around. He's like, you know what? You know what this is. He doesn't say anything. He just starts murking people. He's murking motherfuckers, right? So he's walking around. He's just taking random, you know, people and pedestrians and villagers and just choking them the hell out. He's breaking necks. He's releasing bowels, all types of stuff. It is so ugly, right? So Obi-Wan is like, holy shit, I know. Listen, I got to get out of here. I got to lead him away. Obi-Wan runs like a bitch. Yip, 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 yip. So there he goes. Obi-Wan's running, right? Darth Vader is like, okay, I'm going to follow you. I'm going to get you, bitch. So he's going, right? Meanwhile, all right, before I guess that happens, Obi-Wan takes Leia and he lets Leia go with Star Wars Harriet Tubman through the Underground Railroad. By the way, he name drops Quinlan Vos, I think his name is. You know, the dude, I think it's with the dreadlocks, the black guy, the Jedi that you see in the Filoniverse or whatever in the comics and everything. So anyway, that's a neat little thing. And he also says something about the way. You know, the way he says it, you know, it's kind of like, I don't know if he's referencing the Mandalorian or what, but, you know, Leia, he sees some writings on the wall and she's like, what does it mean? And it's something like it's the way or something, you know? So there's a couple of things there, you know, but you can go to other channels where they do all that Easter egg bullshit. All right. So anyway, so Leia is going through the tunnel, right? And of course you have the amazing, groundbreaking, incredible, inspirational person that Reva is. She's going after them because Reva, of course, cannot be, you know, she can't be fooled. So she finds the Underground Railroad, I guess because maybe, listen, I'm going to put it out there, okay? Because I don't hear a lot of people saying this. Remember, you heard it here. Obviously, most people have guessed that Reva was one of those younglings. I believe that she's only after Kenobi. Number one, she's probably pissed off at him, but also I think that she's trying to assassinate Darth Vader. That's what I think. I think she's doing all of this so she can take her place at his side. As she said, I want to be by his side so she can do something to him. I actually think that's what she thinks she's going to be doing, okay? So that's what I think she's in this for. I think she's pissed off at the Jedi because remember, I think it was last episode, she did some type of speech about how the Jedi don't care about you. They will abandon you. And, you know, I expected her to break down like they did me, you know, but I think that's what she's in it for. So she's going through the Underground Railroad after Leia and after, Star Wars Harriet Tubman. For some reason, Star Wars Harriet Tubman decides that she wants to go back for Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan said, you got one fucking thing to do. Take Leia and get her safe. What part of that means coming back for Obi-Wan? But no, she lets the 10-year-old who looks like a toddler go through the tunnel by herself, and she goes back, and you don't see her anymore. Unless I blacked out and missed it, I don't know. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, Obi-Wan is still while Darth Vader is chasing after his sorry ass. Darth Vader says, he drops the line of the episode. Great line, great line. Don't say that I can't be fair about this. This was a great line. Darth Vader said, no, Obi-Wan says, what happened to you? What have you become? Darth Vader says, I am what you made me. Holy crap. I love it. Even a broken clock is right once a day, or twice a day, they say, right? This one line is not enough to justify the paychecks of these lackluster writers. However, it was a great line. Okay, so anyway, Darth Vader is, he's wrecking shop. He's doing all types of stuff. He's whooping ass. You know what I mean? And he manages to get the drop on Obi-Wan because Obi-Wan is acting like a bitch. Now he's literally dragging Obi-Wan through the flames. Now here's where the writing breaks down, because he already had that good one. They busted their load on that line. He says to Obi-Wan, you should have killed me when you had the chance. Okay, listen. By your own story, Obi-Wan does not know that Darth Vader was still alive. Okay, I don't know how Bail didn't warn him about this, by the way, if I didn't mention that earlier. Why didn't Bail Organa? Okay, Obi-Wan didn't know that Darth Vader was still alive, but surely Bail Organa would have known this, right? He's plugged in, right? He's a diplomat, right? How does he not know that Darth Vader is out there? And if he does know that Darth Vader is out there, wouldn't he have gotten in touch with Obi-Wan the same way as he got in touch with Obi-Wan when his daughter got kidnapped, right? To say, hey, listen, Leia's father is out of jail. He might come looking for her. He's out there, Obi-Wan. How could he not do that? How? I understand, guys. Some of you like this show. You want to like this show. But even you have no answer for that one. Why? How is it possible? Okay? So, getting back to Obi-Wan and Darth Vader. Darth Vader says, no, not I am what you mean. Darth Vader says, you should have killed me when I had the chance. I think a more appropriate line would have been, you should have made sure I was dead. That would have been more. Like, this, Obi-Wan could have just said, well, shit, I thought I did kill you. You know what I mean? But no. And you notice how Obi-Wan never calls Darth Vader by his name. Like, he can't call him Darth Vader, and he damn sure can't call him Anakin, because if he calls him Anakin, it would be establishing a link there that's not supposed to be there. But he should, because, dramatically speaking, honestly speaking, I would have been like, Anakin, it's not too late. You're still alive. All of the regrets that he has up until now about losing him, this would be his chance to make it right. He could say to him, in all of his disillusionment, Anakin, I am so sorry. All the things that I meant to tell you so long ago, I am so sorry. I love your smile, Anakin. Please come back with me. But no, none of that happens. All right, so anyway, Darth Vader gets the drop on Obi-Wan, and he drops him into the fire, that was also a nice touch, because he said, now you're going to suffer. He should have said, like me, like you made me suffer. It would have been heartbreaking, but no, they're keeping the dialogue between them very limited, and it's very intentional, and it's very obvious. So the payoff isn't quite what it should be, but it's still badass because it's Darth Vader. Okay, so you got Obi-Wan, he's burning, man. He is literally laying in the flames, being engulfed in the flames. That would have been the end. But I just remembered, this is where Star Wars Harriet Tubman comes back in. She starts licking off shots, taking out the stormtroopers and everything like that. Okay, so now they're acting like Darth Vader can't get through the flames, okay? The man is barely human, okay? You can walk through the flames, Annie, but he doesn't, okay? So he can't get to Obi-Wan, and there's this kind of a we'll meet again type of feel to it, okay? Because what's-her-name gets him out of there. So, anyway, cut back to Leia. Now that she's running through, and what's-her-name, Reva, is hot on her trail, right? As far as I know, this is a one-way tunnel. You would have to go out and figure out where it comes out, right? But no, Leia gets to the end of the tunnel. She's ready to meet the pilot. I'm halfway standing there thinking, oh my God, I hope this isn't Han Solo or some shit, or Han Solo's daddy or whatever. Turns out the pilot is dead, and then Reva jumps out, and she's like, hello, I've been waiting for you, and then it cuts off. How, guys? How did Reva get on the other side of that tunnel? How? Please, somebody, she teleported is basically what it is. Okay, so listen. And I was glad to see her, by the way. I'm always glad to see Reva. Any scene that she's in, she just brightens up. I love Reva. I love Reva, and she loves me. And I know you do too, guys. Sound off in the comment section about how much we love Reva. We love her. And the best thing about Reva is that she looks like me. Thank you, Kathleen Kennedy. I was about to say Jacqueline Kennedy. Yeah? She wishes. But anyway... So that was that, guys, and the episode is over. So I mean, other than Reva, which was spectacular, this episode was and Darth Vader. Darth Vader was a joy to behold. The voice of James Earl Jones, love it, absolutely love it. I can see why some people would love this if the other things don't bother them. However, it did bother me. Okay, how did Obi-Wan and Leia not get made when they were riding along with Frick or Frack or whatever his name was? You know, and how did, I mean, there's just so much there, guys. The writing is terrible, absolutely terrible. It has nothing to do with the actors or anything like that. You know, it's the writing. It's the writing and it's the direction. And watching the first 2 episodes again, it's absolutely the writing and the direction. But guys, the video is long because I had a lot to say. You guys get in the comment section and let me know how you feel about this. If you've watched it, I know a lot of you are checked out. But if you have, let me know how you feel about it. As always, guys, you can like, you can share, you can subscribe. Thank you guys for listening. I'll check you out on the next one. And of course, you can catch me on the Dark Council this evening. If you're watching on Wednesday, June 1st, it will be on Fatal J's channel, 8:30 Eastern. Come by and hang out with your brothers from the Dark Council. We'll be talking about everything, including all of the controversy around this show. All right, guys, catch you on the next one. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.